We'd like to welcome you to the Barn to Door 2021 Direct Farm Conference. My name is Matt Jacocks, and I'm with Intuit QuickBooks. I've been with Intuit for almost a decade now. I'm a partner account manager, and we're just really super excited to be here today to be able to talk to you, the farmers, and just see how we can help. And really, we want to say from Intuit, we are so pleased to be here and to be able to say thanks to you, the farmers that are supporting your communities and us. We want to say thank you, and we do say thank you. We'd also like to thank Barn to Door for putting on this event and giving us an opportunity. We know they're working hard to help you, the farmers, to sell more, sell faster, grow your business, and be prosperous. I know everybody today was looking forward to talking about accounting software. And if you weren't, hopefully we can make it a positive experience for you. And first, what we want to talk about is why. Why should small businesses have an accounting software solution? Well, there's three important reasons. One is to be able to organize your money in one place. Two is to be able to, with speed, find accurate information that's going to help you make decisions faster, and not only decisions faster, but the right decisions faster. And finally, it's going to simplify how you manage your money. And just to put that in perspective, on your farms, no doubt you have an organization and a structure to how you run things. You do your daily operations in a certain way. There's organization to that. It's no different with your finances. When you're able to organize those in one place, you're then able to access those from anywhere. And when you do that, you're able to make decisions about what you're going to do with your money, where you're going to spend it, how much is coming in. You're going to know this information faster and more accurately with a software solution like QuickBooks. 80% of small businesses fail because they don't have insight to their cash flow. They don't understand where they're at each month with respect to how much money they have, what they can do with it, where they can spend it, or where they shouldn't be spending it. It's like going out into a field into your tractor and not having a gas gauge on your tractor. You know there's gas in there. You don't know how much. You don't know how much time you have. It's the same thing in a business with cash flow. When you unlock that insight into your business, when you unlock the ability to understand where your money is, you can then make decisions. You can start to predict and forecast what you can do with that. Am I able to buy a new piece of equipment? Can I bring employees on and pay them? These are decisions that are going to help you grow your business. So who is Intuit QuickBooks? Well, many of you are familiar with the products that we create and produce, QuickBooks, Quicken, TurboTax, and Mint. Intuit is the maker of those. Back in 1983, Scott Cook, the founder of Intuit, was sitting at his kitchen table watching his wife manually do their checkbook. And he just thought to himself, there had to be a better way. There had to be an easier way for this to get done, to reconcile their checkbook. So what did he do? Well, he identified that problem, and then he came up with a solution, and that solution was Quicken, a personal finance tool that you could use on your computer. Just a decade later, QuickBooks was created to help small businesses with their finances, to understand what they were spending, where they were spending it, and how they could be compliant and get the most out of their financials within their business so they could stay in business. Now, we consider Intuit to be a 35 or 40-year-old startup. We focus not on solutions, but we focus on the customer's problems. And by doing this, we're able to identify what those problems are and how we can solve them. And this has been our mantra since we started, from the kitchen table at Scott Cook's house to today. We continue to be customer obsessed with issues that our customers are having out in the field, and then how we can solve them. By focusing on the customer's problems and then delivering the right solutions, Intuit has been able to grow the QuickBooks business to over 7 million active users throughout the world. Over the years, we've identified that we're saving on average about $4,000 a year for our customers through tax savings and other efficiency gains. We've also identified that 98% of our customers are confident in the financial decisions that they make when they use QuickBooks. So in my experience here at Intuit, I've talked to thousands of small business customers. The question that I always get is, Matt, when do I need to have my accounting software in place? When should I get my accounting software? And I ask them a question. Are you incurring any expenses at this time? If they tell me yes, then I say you should have it right now. The reason being is when you start to incur expenses, you need to capture that information in a place where you can use it. What typically happens is if you don't have that in place, you're going to miss out on those opportunities, those tax benefits that could be afforded to you because you're not accounting for those business receipts, those business expenses that you should have been tracking. And again, that leads to dollars that are missed every year by clients because they want to wait until they feel the right time. They have enough money to introduce an accounting software. The right time is when you start to incur expenses. So what are customers, what are small businesses using today if they're not using an accounting software? So many small businesses today are using Excel as their accounting software, their solution to manage their finances. And while we understand that this can be necessary sometimes, there are significant limitations when using Excel. What are the limitations with Excel? Well, with Excel, you're going to be limited by the amount of time you have to spend doing manual entry of information. You're going to be limited by the fact that it's not a forecasting tool. Excel was designed to crunch numbers, to do pivot tables, and to look at information through graphs. You also can run into issues and limitations if you've ever heard of dueling spreadsheets. Maybe you've created a wonderful spreadsheet with wonderful formulas. You've given that spreadsheet to another in your company, and now you've got two spreadsheets that you have to manage. And you don't know which information is correct. And again, it's just not built for growth. So when you're looking to expand, when you're looking to grow, and no doubt many of you are right now, and probably have over the past year and a half, you're going to have significant struggles being able to take Excel and grow that within your business so it gives you financial insight into what you want to do. So then you ask yourself, well, Matt, what are the benefits of going to an accounting software like QuickBooks? What is this going to give me? What value does it bring to my business? Well, right off the bat, you're going to be able, again, to organize your information in one spot. It's going to give you confidence in knowing that you have the ability to go and find your information from anywhere you have internet access. With Barn to Door, you're going to be able to integrate your sales information, not manually, but automatically. That information will update in your QuickBooks. So the time that you're going to be able to reduce, the time that you're going to be able to reinvest into other things in your business is going to be critical and useful for you to be able to grow and expand your business while concentrating on the more important things. QuickBooks, on average, saves customers 40 hours of accounting work every month, and that's average. So it could be much more than that for you in your business. Now, what can you do with 40 more hours a month? How can you plan better? How can you organize better? How can you market better? By connecting these integrated tools with QuickBooks, you're able to save that time so you're not entering information directly with your hands. You're not writing information down on a piece of paper and hoping you don't forget it or lose it or mistype it in. This is all happening automatically now. And when you tie in your bank account, your business bank account, now that reconciliation process becomes even easier. You can also tailor your QuickBooks to your needs. There are thousands of applications that you can utilize, and it's what works for you and how you want to run your business. And I know what you're saying. Yeah, but Matt, how do I do this? How do I use it? Well, QuickBooks was designed for small business owners like yourselves to be able to use yourselves. But we also know that people need help. And one of our goals at QuickBooks is to connect people to experts. So within the QuickBooks program, you have the opportunity to use what's called our Pro Advisor Network. And you can search and connect with Pro Advisors directly through the program who can help you with bookkeeping, with accounting questions, with tax questions. If you have someone that you want to search for locally, you can do that. If you wanted to search the entire United States, the filters allow you to do that. But we want you to be confident in knowing that you have access to the tools we help you navigate to in order to do the best you can and learn how to use QuickBooks. And when you do have those questions that arise, there are places to go for you. and we help you get there. So again, we want to thank you so much for being here and listening today. We know there's more questions, but we also know that when you're successful, we're successful. And we're committed at Intuit QuickBooks to helping you prosper, to helping your business prosper, and continuing to do that. And now I'd like to throw it over to Jacint Tumacder, my teammate and a sales engineer here at Intuit, to take you through a more in-depth look at QuickBooks.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jacint Tumacder, and I'm a sales engineer at Intuit, the makers of QuickBooks. And I want to thank Barn to Door for having me today. I'm really excited about this integration that Barn to Door has built with QuickBooks Online. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about that and what are some of the best practices to go about managing your books with Barn to Door plus QuickBooks Online. So first off, Barn to Door has built a direct integration with QuickBooks Online. So why is that important? It just saves you time managing your books is the bottom line. And it also makes them more accurate. Without the integration, you would have to take and summarize all of your data, all of your sales, all of your fees, et cetera, from Barn to Door, and then try to get those into QuickBooks. So that's going to take time right there. Then it's going to take time to summarize it. Then it's going to take time to enter it into QuickBooks. And then you increase your chances for making a clerical error as well on top of that. So this is going to save you hours of time, plus it will make your books more accurate as well. So all you have to do with that direct integration is connect Barn to Door and with QuickBooks Online, and they will create all of the accounts that it needs to post those transactions to. And it will actually do those postings. So it'll sync all of your transactional data. So your sales, your fees, whatever sales tax you collected, et cetera. And then you have a choice of how often you want to do it. You can do it monthly, which is what Barn to Door recommends to correspond with your monthly reconciliation, or you can do it daily. It's up to you. So we talk about the integration, but an important part of every integration is reconciliation. And so what are we talking about here with reconciliation? Well, in QuickBooks Online, your data is always going to be up to date when you connect your bank account to your bank and your credit card accounts to your financial institution. So every day you're going to be downloading deposits, expenses for your bank account. You're going to be recording credit card charges automatically into QuickBooks, and that's great. But then additionally, Barn to Door is going to be downloading sales that it has recorded. And so that's what we're talking about, reconciliation there. How do you reconcile what came down from your bank account against what's coming in from Barn to Door? So it's really all about consistency here. What you want to make sure that you do as an accounting tip is to make sure that those transactions that come down in through your bank account are flagged for Barn to Door, and that they actually post to a special account called a clearing account. And so Barn to Door will create that account for you. And then just the key to making your reconciliation successful is making sure that's consistent. So what is that clearing account that we're talking about? So a clearing account, think of it just like a holding account. If you remember if you ever worked, let's say at a restaurant or at a retail store, and you had to deal with a cash drawer, clearing account could be that, you remember like every few hours you would take money out of the cash drawer and you would put it into a safe. Well, think of that as like a clearing account. That happens to be a physical clearing account, but that's the concept there. So the clearing account is just the same in QuickBooks. What's going to happen is that the transactions from Barn to Door are going to post to that clearing account. And what that clearing account helps you do is it helps make sure that you don't double post items there. So, for example, if you were to take a deposit in your bank account and post that to sales income, and then Barn to Door would also take a sale and post that to sales income inside the clearing account. Now your income is going to be overstated. So we want to avoid that. So think of that clearing account, like I said, as the holding account. And then as I mentioned earlier with the reconciliation piece, is that anything that comes in from your bank account, you want to make sure posts to the clearing account. And what's good there is that is easily identifiable. in your description, it will either be Barn to Door or it will have the name of your merchant account in there. And so that way, when those transactions come in, you don't overstate your income, and also you don't overstate the balance of your bank account as well. Now, a couple of things. When you're looking at your bank feeds and your revenues, those are not going to match 100%. And so what do we mean by that? So let's just say you made a sale, you get $100 or $1,000 deposit. That does not mean you have $1,000 of revenue. You've got to think about there's going to be, it's probably more like $1,500 in sales. Then there's going to be amount of that went to sales tax, and then an amount of that goes against merchant fees. So a variance of 3 to 5% is always going to be normal. From a cash flow perspective, a credit or a debit card payment, that can take 1 to 5 days to post, depending on your bank account. But the good news is that it also gives you and or your bookkeeper accountant the flexibility to treat those funds differently based on your local policies or regulations there. I just spoke a lot about reconciliation and clearing accounts. And over my career, I've talked to thousands of small businesses. And when I mention these things to them and I'm going through their books, it's like I'm speaking another language to them. And you know what? I get it. Your key core skill set is farming, and accounting is something that's a requirement for you, and you're not an accountant. So it can be complex and it could be challenging, and you might find it a little daunting. The good news is that QuickBooks has a pro advisor network, and it's comprised of over 100,000 pro advisors. And we encourage you to work with those certified professionals across the country. There's going to be one that knows QuickBooks Online really, really well as Barn to Door and the farming industry. So then what you get with that is you get saved time, because now they're not trying to do all the cleanup of your books. They're going to get you into a system that will give you an accurate set of books. You can have the peace of mind and focus on your farming, growing your farming business there. And so Barn to Door does have a link right in your program to that pro advisor network there. If you haven't already signed up for QuickBooks Online, you can sign up through a link provided in your Barn to Door account. And by signing up through one of those links, you can get 40% off of your first 12 months with QuickBooks Online. And I just want to thank again the Barn to Door team, as well as you, for joining.